So good evening, everyone. So I'm just going through the recap of the topics which we covered. So built-in functions. So we have covered all these built-in functions called print, tabs, for, max, min. So I've already explained what is built-in function. Python uh, will have all the scripts ready. So for example, print, if it sees that, it will be able to get the script. Like, okay, if the text is something like this, if the string is something like this, it has to do certain operations. So that is called built-in functions. And math operators we have seen, and text, char and all we have seen, and then the expressions, statement. Statement is nothing but print of 5 is just a statement. So these are some technical terms you should be knowing. For example, print of 5 you are executing, which means it's like a calling a function. Print is nothing but a built-in function. So if you are writing in your code like print of 5, then it is like calling the function. And 5 is nothing but the argument. Okay, so the next one, what did we see is the variables. Variables, we are using this concepts like our containers in a kitchen. We had gone through these concepts like variables, data types, values. So hope you are clear about it, and how to define a variable, how to declare, creating a variable we are seeing. And next we have seen the assignment statements. Like for example, I equal to 10. This is nothing but an assignment statement. We are assigning the value 10 to the variable I. Okay, and how to name a variable, we have already seen. Can anyone help me to say some non-acceptable variable names, some rules? Can anyone?
You shouldn't start with a number.
Very good.
No special characters other than underscore.
Correct. And any other person? Not. What else? So I think two things we have gone through. Numbers are not shouldn't be come in the beginning, and no special characters and no space. These are some rules, certain rules we have while naming a variable. And again, we have seen like case sensitive. Case sensitivity is means, which means, for example, if you are giving us sleep, SLEEP is the variable name. So next time when you call that, if you see capital S LEEP, then it will throw error. It will consider that as a different variable name. Okay. So next, what is that we have seen? Integer. What are the 4 types of integers? Data types. One is integer, floating, boolean, and what else? String. Okay. So these are the 4 things. And then we have seen what is an operator. Operator is nothing but this plus, minus, equal to, all these are conditional operators. Comparison, plus, equal to, all these are operators we see. And then integer division we have seen, like it includes like 5 by 2 times. If you do it, what will be the result? The will be 2, just the quotient of it. So can anyone help me with this dynamic typing? Why do we say Python is a dynamic, it accepts dynamic typing?
We can
Python
change
is
the integer like from integer to floating numbers like that
Mm.
inside program.
No, that is typecasting you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
dynamically
Dynamic.
typed because the data type is implicit.
Yes.
Implicit.
So we don't need to explicitly declare the variable, what data type is the variable. If you just give I equal to 10, it will understand that I belongs to which data type? Integer
Integer.
data. Yes. J equal to 10.3 means it will come to know that it is a float
Float.
data type. So that is called dynamic typing. This particular feature is there only in Python. We don't, but in other programming languages like C++, Java and all, we have to explicitly declare it, define that what data type it belongs to. So this is a very unique feature we have in Python. And then we have seen conditions, conditionals. So condition statements like if, else, if, what do you say, if we have seen, and we have also tried few programs in it. And then we have used this logical operators, and we have not seen this logical using, I have not taught you about this. We will see some programs using the logical operators like and, or inside this if statement today, and not equal to operator also. So these are the topics we have covered till now. So yesterday I've just given some introduction about this for loop, so that we will continue today. Okay. So I'll start with, loop. Loops. So what is the difference between condition and loop? Why do we say that? If, else, LF, or conditional statements. And here for, we name it as loops. That comes under loops concept. So what is the difference? What is your understanding? Govinda start join? No. Okay. Yeah. Can anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Shri,
So,
can, yeah. Shri, can you try it? What is the difference? Or anyone? Tarun, you want?
Yeah.
Yes.
Loops means like repeated actions, ma'am, until the if it keeps on repeating the action until the condition is like not satisfied. And whereas if else if you're putting a condition and if statement executes if it is true, if not the else statement will execute.
Correct. Only the Boolean checks. Okay, it does that kind of operations doesn't if the condition is true, this is the thing. If not this, if else this is, then this. That's all. But
ma'am,
it will not be repeating the set of operations. Okay. But in for and while loop, we have two loops in Python. Only two loops. In Java and all, we have three: for, while, do while, all these things. But in Python, we have only two, for and while. Okay. So we will just first look into for loop. Okay. So again, in loop we have, I'll just give an overview of it. Then one by one, I'll explain you. Okay. So here in for, we have, as I said, for and while. So this for is used when the number of iterations is known. For example, if we know that, for example, what do you say? Printing. Okay. Print hello. If you want to print hello 3 times, you know that how many times it has to be printed. In that case, you have to use for loop. Okay. Second case, while. When do we need to use while? You don't know how many iterations, like how many times it has to be printed. In that case, like we are using while. We are giving some condition. Until this condition is getting satisfied, until it what do you say? It becomes true. Till that time, it will be printed. That hello will be printed. You got the difference between for and while? Okay. So if you know the number of iterations, then you use for loop. If you are not sure, and till that condition is true, it has to repeatedly executed. So in that case, go with while loop. Okay. So what is the syntax of for? Yesterday we have seen for I in range of 5, print I. Okay. So for your better understanding, you can bring this print to the next slide. Okay. So I've explained about this thing. For I in range of 5 means what will be the output? I value will be initially will be like 0. It will start with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So till 4, it will be executed. So the output will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is for loop. And in while loop, what happens? We are giving a condition while I less than or equal to 5. So for example, I value one every time it will check. I value will be incremented or decremented. So when you look into the program, you will come to understand. So till this condition becomes true, whatever the set of statements you give under while will be executed repeatedly in a loop. Okay, got it? And next, we have something called control statements. Okay, so control statements, we have three: break, continue, pass. Okay, so break is, I'll just define this, but during this thing, while we go through the programs, you will have better clarity about all these things. So when you use break in a for loop or while loop, what happens? It will stop the loop completely. It will just break the loop and come out. But in continue, if you use the keyword continue, then what happens? Only that particular, like for example, we are using one if statement inside a for loop. Then if you just give continue, only that particular iteration will be skipped and it will go to the next one. Okay, so I'll explain you. If you don't understand, not an issue, just leave it. Okay, pass also, I'll explain you later. So the next one is structure, nested loop. What is nested if? We have already seen yesterday. What is nested if, Tarun?
Different loops connected together.
Loops. Don't use loop, the keyword loop for if statement. I'm asking about nested if. See, nested if is different, nested loop is different. This if, if, else does not come under loop. You got it? You please make it clear. These are not looping statements. Okay, this if is called condition statements. That's it. Only for, while are called looping statements. Now I'm asking about nested if.
Is it different conditions like gather together?
Different, okay, but in a, yeah, you are right. You understood, but you don't know to tell it properly. Anyone? Can you, Govind, can you help him?
Yes.
Mm.
If statement, there will be
Hmm?
another.
Can you repeat it?
Inside the if statement, there will be the another if statement.
Very good. Yes. Outer if statement, inside which one more if statement will be there, inner condition. So that is called nested. More number of if statements inside the outer conditional if statement. So that is called nested if. Okay. The concept is same here. What do you mean by nested loop here? I want everyone to switch on your video. So what is nested loop? Again, the same thing. For example, you are using a for loop. Outside one for loop is there, inside which one more for loop we are using. Okay. So that is called nested loop. Now you got the difference between nested if and nested loop. Okay. So we shall move on. So now the first looping statement, the first one is for, we are going to see. So in Python, looping statements are used to repeat a block of code, not only one statement. If you want to repeat a block of means more number of statements multiple times, then we are using this. There are mainly two types of loops along with some supporting control statements. Okay. So here, yesterday we have seen syntax of for loop is what? For variable in sequence. Okay, and some body of it, body of this for loop. So here, what is the example we have seen? For I. I is called what here? I is a variable. I is a variable in range of 1, 10. What do you think about this thing? Range. What is range here? What do you mean by this range?
1 to 10.
Yeah, 1 to 10, correct. Here, I'm asking about this one. What is this actually? Range. What do you guess about this thing by looking at it? It is a dash function. Built-in function. Okay, got it? So you have something called print hello. That print is nothing but a built-in function, right? In the same way, max, min, everything you have seen, right? So in that way, like this range is also a built-in function, and print I. So if you see range of 1 to 10, so by looking at this text range, Python will know that it needs to pick up numbers from 1 to 10 numbers, starting from 1 to like less than 10. That is till 9 it will be printed. So print I we have given. So every time, every iteration, the one value will be assigned to variable. I have explained it clearly yesterday. I think I don't need to repeat it again, right? Can I move on? Yes. So I just want you to try all these things, okay? During our lab exercise time. So for I in range 5, so what happens? Just we are giving 5, which means total number of numbers it has to pick up is 5. So it starts with 0. So when you print I, first loop, okay, we in any programming language we use the term called iteration, okay, iteration, iteration. During the first iteration, value of I will be 0. In the second iteration, okay, the value will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It will check only 5. So total number of integers is 5. So now if you see here, the next one, this is just giving one number. Okay, 5 means this is how the output will be. Here we are giving a start and stop. In this case, it will not start with 0. It will start with 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it will not include 6. Okay, it is like less than 6. Okay, so the output will be how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, here, if they give three arguments, what do we call this one as 0, 10 to, what is the technical term we use? Just now I told.
Arguments.
Arguments, okay? So here there are 3 arguments. So for I in range 0, 10, 2, we know what is 0. What is this? First one, starting number. And this one, 10 means less than 10. Okay. And what is this third one? Step. What do you mean by that? It is like incrementing value or something like that. See, for example, if we don't give anything, this step number, here only 2 arguments are there. So what it does, 1, it is adding 1 to it, and then it is giving 2. It is adding 1 to it and it is giving 3, 4, 5. But in this case, if they explicitly give us 2, which means it should add 2 to this. So 0 plus 2, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 6, 8. And then if you add it, it will become 10. But the condition is it should be less than 10. So it will stop here till 8 and it will come out of the for loop. You got it? Okay. Now, see, if anyone doesn't understand, please let me know. Okay. I think you are very clear. These are very important things, basic things. You should be very clear about all these concepts. Okay. Giving 1 argument, 2 argument, and 3 arguments. And iterate over a string. How to iterate over a string here? For char. Char is what here? It's a variable name. Char in Python. Set of characters is given. Print char. What will be the output? Any idea? What will be the output here?
Ma'am, so first P, then Y, T, H, O, N.
Very good. That's all. Okay. I've already executed, so I'll show you. So if you run it for char in Python, print char, what happens? It is picking up first iteration. During first iteration, it will pick up only P. And in the second iteration, it will just print char. So it will print P and then it will again check the condition here for char in Python. So it will pick the next character. Y, T, H, O, N. Okay. Now what is that here? See here. Here, for char in Python, print f tab. This one you understood, you got it right. Yesterday we have seen this /t for tab, right? So in this case, what happens in the first one, it will leave some space, tab space, and then char. So what is the value of char here? P. It is not the whole Python, okay? It is not a string here. It is picking up character by character. You got it? See, I'll give you the difference. For example, if I'm giving str equal to Python, okay? Now print str. What will be the output here? Python, right? Why this is not picking up one by one?
Because you're printing the whole string at once.
So it is considering this as a string variable. You should know the difference between character and string. String is nothing but a collection of characters. You got it? Everyone. In a single quote, if you see hello space world, in that case, H is a character, E is a character, L is a character, L is a character, 0, O is a character, and then space is also a character. And then W is a separate character. So if you give for some variable in, if you give hello world and you are printing that, in that case, it considers that as a character, not a string. Okay, you got the difference? Character and string. In this case, it is considering this as a string variable and it is displaying as a Python. But in here, if you see Python, Python, char, it's not because of I'm declaring as, see here. Okay, so here it is a variable. It is not, it's just a variable. It's not a keyword or something. Okay, you can give for I in Python also. In that case also, it will give Python. So if you give /t, then it is leaving tab space and then printing P. Okay. And then last one, if you want to see what is happening here, print f \n I'm giving. So in this case, what happens? It is printing. See, it is leaving one line here first. See, here if you see, it is not leaving. First, as a first character, it is printing P. But here if you see, what happens? First, it will leave one line. Before char only, I'm giving /n. So it will leave one line and then it will type P. And then leave one line and then P. If I give /n this side after char, what will happen? P will be displayed in the first place. You got it? And then one space will be created. Here, if you see one slash and then character, I'll show you the difference. Here I'm giving print f slash character. First I'm giving char and then /n. Okay. Oh, what is the problem? What is the error?
The quotes, it should end after
I didn't close the quotes. Here I have to close. After this, I have to close it. Here what happens? First it displays char P and then leaves a line here. And after n, in the last loop, in the last iteration, n will be displayed and then it will leave a space. You got it? But here, what happens? After n, there is no space. Understood? Any doubts? Anyone? The difference between this and this? So these things will be very much useful when you format the output and all display. Okay, so I'll just move on. So we will practice all these things. So we have covered this one. Yes. And now shall we move on to while? Any doubts in for loop? Okay. So while loop is used to repeat a block of code as long as I told you, if you are not very sure about how many iterations it should run, it should execute the set of codes, then we have to go with while loop. So till the condition is satisfied, that set of codes will be executed. Okay. So in this case, a while loop is used to repeat a block of code as long as condition is true. It is useful when you don't know in advance how many times the loop should run. So what is the syntax of it? You please make a note of it. While condition, again semicolon. As I told you, for all condition statements like if, else, elif, and then all the looping statements like for, while, everywhere that should end with colon, semicolon. Okay. While, condition, semicolon, and then the set of codes. So this is the syntax. And what is the example here? For example, here what are we doing? We are assigning a value 1 to the variable I. While I less than or equal to 5, semicolon. So this is the condition. What is the set of codes? Print I, and then, for example, if I'm not, here what I'm doing, I plus equal to I. So here this is called incremental operator. Okay. Plus equal to, what are we doing? It is actually, we are incrementing the value. Okay. So if you see here, first one, initially I will be assigned with 1. Okay. So first iteration, while I less than or equal, please focus, I less than or equal to 5. The condition is checked. What is the value of I? 1. Less than or equal to 5. Is the condition true? True. So it will execute the statements which is inside the for loop. So now it will print I value. What is I value? 1. Okay. And then what is happening here? This will be displayed. And then I equal to 1. Okay. I plus or equal to, plus equal to 1. So value of I will be incremented. So now what will be the value? Already I value is 1 plus 1. So what will be the value now? 2. Got it? So during the first iteration, it displayed the value of I, and then it increments. It is adding 1 to the existing value. So now value of I is becoming 2. Now first iteration is done. Now it was going to the second iteration. Now during the second iteration, it is checking the condition now. I less than or equal to 5. Now, Govind, can you please tell me what is the value of I during the second iteration?
Second,
Huh? Sorry?
second, is it 2? Like after this,
What is the value of I?
I, 3.
3. You won. You won.
Yeah, ma'am. It's 2 in the second iteration.
2. See, Govind, what is the value of I here? 2, right?
Yes.
At the end of first iteration, the value is 2. So, in the beginning of first iteration also, it will be 2 only, right? I equal to 2. Now it will check the condition in the while loop. 2 less than or equal to 5. Got it? Now it is true. So now it will execute these 2. Print I. What is the value of I here? Tarun?
2.
Yes, 2. Now I plus equal to 1. Now it will be added. 2 plus 1. Now value of I will become 3 at the end of second iteration. Got it? Now third iteration. I equal to, what is the value? Velavan, what is the value of I during the third iteration? 3. Very good. 3 now. So again, 3 less than or equal to 5. True. Now print the value of I. 3. Now I will be, now in the next statement, it will add it by 1. So now I value will be 4. So again, fourth also the same thing. It will be executing. What is the fifth time? What happens? Now at the end of fourth iteration, value of I will be 5. Is it so? So now during the fifth iteration, I value will be 5, and now it will check 5 less than or equal to 5. Is the condition true? Less than or equal to 5.
True.
True. Any objection? Anyone says it is false? Okay, so it is true. So again, now it will display the value of this as 5, and then now I value will be how much?
6.
At last, huh? 6. Okay, now it enters into the sixth iteration. Now I value equal to 6. Now it will check the condition, I less than or equal to 5. So this is true or false?
False.
False. So what it will do, it will just skip print, and whatever is inside this while loop, it will skip. It will just come out of the while loop. This will not be printed. I value will not be printed. It will just come out of it. Okay. So the last value. So what will be the output in general when you execute this program? The output will be how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Till 5 only it will be displayed. Got it? I hope there is no issue. Any doubts? Can I move on? Yeah. So now we are going to see the second program. This is, here it's a simple one. 2 programs are there here. I'll explain you. Count equal to 1. Count is a integer variable, and we are assigning 1 to that count. Now we say while count less than or equal to 5, print count plus equal to 1. So the same as the previous program. Is it so? You can execute this and check where during your lab class. Now here comes a new type, okay, of an while loop. Guessing game pattern. For example, you are giving what do you say? One secret code, it is generating, system is generating, and you are getting, and it will be stored in a variable called secret. Now you are asking a pin code, like whenever you log into some net banking or something, it will be asking, right, pin code. So if you give, when you give some 3, 4, 5, and your pin code is something else, if you give 3, 4, 5, it will, what it will do, once you click enter, it will compare your whatever the user has given 3, 4, 5 with your actual pin code. If that matches, then it will log in. Otherwise, it will throw error, right? It says that pin mismatch. Okay. So that is the program. So they would have written this script only in the backend. What they'll give? Secret import random. Random is nothing but a module. Okay. What is called module? Means importing. Like as I told you, like built-in functions, we have certain things called random modules. So it's all predefined by Python scripts. So if you import that module, whatever functions available in that module can be used in our program ready-madely. Okay. So here import random. Okay, this is the module we are importing. Why? Because we are going to use this particular function called random int. Okay, I'll just take my highlighter. Okay, so import random, and here secret equal to random dot random integer 1,10, which means this module random dot, there will be many functions under this module named random. Here we are using one of the functions called rand int. So 1,10 means it will pick up any random integer value between 1 and 10. And it will be stored inside the variable secret. If you use this thing, even we will not be knowing what is the random integer Python has chosen and stored in secret. We will not be knowing. Okay. So some other built-in functions we have under random module, or like if you give random.rand, R-A-N-D of 1,10, then which means it will pick up any, not only integer value, it will pick up like 1.5 also. Any floating value also it will be picked up. But we want only the integer value to be picked up in this case. Because for any secret code, we don't use any float value, right? We use only integer value. So that's why we are using. So you should be very wise to pick up which function to use for that particular purpose. Okay. So here in this case, that's why we are using rand int, any random integer value. So 1,10. So some value will be stored in secret. Now, this is the user input. Whatever the user gives, that will be that should be stored in a variable. So we are declaring it that as a guess, and we have to initialize. This is called initializing, which means you have to give 0. Like initializing means what do you see? You are declaring a variable guess, and you are giving some value. Anyway, again inside the program it will be changed, but you are initializing with some number. So mostly we will be initializing with 0 or 1 according to the purpose of that. So in this case we are assigning as 0, guess equal to 0. Now while guess not equal to secret, it should throw error, right? Like for example, here if you say secret number is 3, okay, in between 1 and 10, it will be 3. Let us consider. It will first check whether 0 not equal to 3. The condition will be true or false? False, right? So if the condition is true, for example, once a user gives some value as 3, and it will check 3 not equal to 3, then it is true. Then it will it will become false. So in that case, it will come out and print that it is correct. Whatever you have guessed matches with the secret number. So it will come out. Otherwise, what happens? Guess equal to int of. You should ask from the user some number. So that number should be in integer. You are explicitly declaring that guess variable as integer. So int input guess. So user will be giving a value. If guess less than or less than secret, print. You should give some clue, right? Whatever you have given, it is very low, which means then you will understand that, okay, something more than that I have to give. So again, it is again if guess greater than, if it is more than that, 4, if you are giving the value of guesses 4, then it will say no, it is too high. Then you will guess that, oh, some number less than 4 should be given, should be the secret, and the user will be guessing something better. So this is an example of using a condition statement called if inside a looping statement while. Okay, and print. You got it? So I'll execute this and I'll show you. You understood the program, right? Please don't hesitate to ask any questions. If you don't understand, please tell me. Okay. Import random secret equal to random dot random integer 1 comma 10. Guess you are initializing the variable. If you don't initialize, the condition will be invalid, right? There will be no value for guess. It will say that I don't know about this variable guess. It will throw error. So that's why we are initializing. So guess this equal to 0. Okay. If this is true, if it is not equal, then it will ask user to guess another number, and then it will is giving a clue. And then if it is not, if it is false, which means it matches, then it will come out of the loop and it will say correct. Guess. Now I'm giving 3. What it says? Too high, which means what should be my guess? Next guess. What are the possible secret code here? What should be the secret code?
Less than 3,
2
Yeah,
or
what is numbers?
2 or 1.
2, 1.
2 or 1 or 2, right? So I'm giving 1. Again, it says too low. So what is the last thing?
2.
2. So if I do, what will be the output now?
Correct.
That's all. Okay. Understood? Any doubts, na? Anyone? So now you got it, right? How to use a condition. The purpose of using a if condition inside a loop. So here we need to execute these things repeatedly till the user give a proper secret code. And that's why we are using looping statement called while. If you just use the condition if, else if, then only one time it will check and it will come out. Is it so? It will check whether guess is greater than 0. It will say to print too low, else this thing, and then it will come out. It only once it will not give a chance more than once. So that's why we are using looping statement. Hope you are clear about this condition and loop. So I'll go through some, this one about the control statements, which we have seen now. Here we have completed for, while. I think everyone is clear with this thing, for, while. Now break, continue, we will see. Yeah. So break, as I explained to you, exit the loop immediately. Here, if you see, for I in range of 10. It will, during the first iteration, what will be the value of I?
0. 0.
0. Correct. So if I equal to 5, break. If it is 0, it will break. Otherwise, it will print, which means they want to type only first 4, like from 0 till 4. If it exceeds that, like if it is 5 or more, it wants to come out of it. We don't need to print 5 or more. So in that case, what we do, we are giving a check condition. If I equal to 5. If so, break, which means it will not execute this print statement. It will come out of the for loop entirely. You got it? So that's why, anyway, you see, if we don't have, I'll just execute this program and I'll show you. Oh, I can't copy. Okay, let me execute it later. So you understood, right? For example, if I'm not giving if I equal to 5, break, then what happens? From 0 till what number it will be printed? I want everyone to interact, not only one person or 2 persons. Till what number it will be displayed if I'm not giving this if statement?
9.
It will go till 9.
9.
Yes, 0 to 9. But here in this case, I don't want any other numbers equal to or more than 5. So in that case, I have to
Okay.
insert this statement. If I equal to 5, break. In that case, it will not go, it will execute 5 iterations. And then during 6th iteration, it will break and will not enter into the 7th iteration. It will just come out of the for loop. That's all. This is the purpose of using break statement. And what is continue? If, for example, you don't need only one particular number, but you want other numbers more than that. In that case, you use continue. For I in range of 10. If I mod 2, which means here anyone guess why we see I mod 2 here equal to 0, which means
Even numbers.
just
Even
by
numbers.
even numbers.
numbers,
That's all.
skipping all the
Just
even numbers.
yes, if whenever we use mod 2, then it is even numbers. That's all. So if you don't need any even numbers, you need only odd numbers to be printed. So in that case, here what they use, if I mod 2 equal to 0, continue, print I. Here what happens, I'll explain you during the first iteration. First iteration, so first iteration, I value will be
0.
1.
Oh.
Sorry, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, correct. I'm sorry. 0. Now, if I mod 2, 0 mod 2 equal to 0, yes. Okay. So continue. So which means it will skip this print. It will skip that particular iteration. If you say continue, it will not execute any statements inside that iteration. And then it will skip. Now it will go to the second iteration. Now I value will be how much? For I in range 10, 1, right? So condition it will check. I mod 2 equal to 0. True or false? True.
False.
I mod 2 equal to, see, when you divide it by 2, it will be 0 only. Okay. So it will, continue. So it will, what is it? If the condition is true, so here the condition is false. So it will not execute continue. It will execute this print. So it will print 1, number 1. And during the third iteration, what happens? I will be 2. 2 mod 2 equal to
0.
Condition.
True. Then, yes, it is true. So it is continuing, which means it will skip. It will not print 2. So it will skip printing 2 and it will go to fourth iteration. So what will be till now? What are the numbers it is printed? Only 1 and next time is 3. You got it? So whenever the statement is true, then it will skip, which means it will execute this continue, which means it will not go to the other statement for that particular iteration. That is the purpose of continue. While you start writing the program, you will understand. And then ask, do nothing, placeholder. So mostly you will not be using this, most of the cases, just for I in range of pass, loop runs, but nothing happens. So which means it will not execute. Okay. So I think we can start writing code. I'll cover the other topics during next class. You need to write more programs to understand all these things. Yeah, nested loop. Yeah, I'll cover this nested loop alone. So Lou rows equal to 5. Okay, you are assigning 5 to this variable rows. You see, this kind of patterns, right? If you want to design something like this, star, double star, triple star. So are you aware of 2-dimension, 3-dimension?
In Python?
No, in general, I'm asking.
Yeah.
2-dimension and all we'll say, right? So here I'll explain you the basics. Some may are not aware. Row, column. Okay. For example, in your classroom, how will you be seated? Like this. Like how many benches? For example, we have some 4 benches, and student will be sitting like this. 3 students. Let us consider 3 students. So how many benches is nothing but rows, right? How many rows?
4.
4. And how many student here? 3 students, right? So this is nothing but the column. 1, 2, 3. So nothing, this is called column. So this is row and this is column. So here, this pattern works that way. So here, how is the pattern here? Star, 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 star. Pattern is something like this, right? 4 rows, 3 columns. So here, outer for loop, we use outer for loop for rows and inner for loop for columns. Always, this is a rule. You please make a note. Outer for loop for rows and inner for loop for columns. I'll explain you about this dimension. Okay. So rows is 3. And here column is how much? 4. So as I said, outer for loop will be for rows. So what happens is it will first consider, so this is called first row. This is called second row. Be careful. Okay, like be focused, not careful, just be focused. So this is called first row. You understood, right? First row, second row, third row. Now, if I say pick the student who is sitting in the second row in third column. So what will be the one? Second row equal to 2 and column is 3. So how will you find it now? 1, 2. So which is the second row? This one. In this third column. So what is the column? Here first column is this, second column, third column, fourth column. So what is the third column? In this 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is the one. You got it? So pick up a student from second row, third column. Means this is the guy. Any doubts? You pick up third row, fourth column guy. Can
Last.
anyone annotate?
Last one?
Yes.
The bottom last. Yeah.
Bottom last. This guy is sitting in the third row, fourth column. You should be very clear about this point. Then only you can use for loops, nested for loops. All these nested for loops work according to this logic always. No doubts, right? I can proceed. Yes. If anyone has any doubts, please let me know. Now, last one. First row, first column.
First fellow. Okay.
First row, first column. Okay. Now, here, for I in range 1 comma rows plus 1. So initially we are declaring rows equal to 5. Now this is outer loop, outer for loop, first iteration. What is the value of I? Be focused, then only you will be able to understand. Outer for loop, I equal to first value, what is that?
1.
1. Okay. Then it will look into the second one, second loop, inner loop, inner for loop. What is the J value? Inner value, inner for loop, first iteration. Got it?
J.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
first iteration of the inner loop. J equal to how much?
1.
0.
Range of I, which means what is the value of I here? 1.
1.
1. So now it says range of 1 only, which means it will have only number 1, right? So J equal to 1. Print.
J,
Hmm?
J 0, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm always getting confused. 0, correct. So if I say range of 1, which means 0. So print star end equal to. So it will print how much? Star. It will print star. Right? Now, end equal to 1. It is like it is giving one space. Okay. It is not giving, like it is ending up. Okay. That is what do you say? A built-in function. Okay. Now, again, inner loop, second iteration, if it goes, second iteration means there will be only one value, right? So there will be no second iteration for inner loop. Now this will come out of inner loop and then it will enter into the second iteration of outer loop now. You got it? Second iteration of outer loop. Inner loop is done. Now second iteration, outer loop, second iteration. I equal to, now what is the value?
Plus 1 will be 2.
So this is okay. Plus 1 is will be 6. Okay.
It's 19 hours.
Now I value will be how much here? 2. Is it so? Any doubts? What is the I value during second iteration? 2. Now, after getting this, it will enter into the inner for loop. Again, inner for loop. Now, inner for loop, first iteration. Inner for loop, first iteration. J value will be how much now? I is now 2. Range of 2. Is it so? Now. So what is the first iteration? During the first iteration, what will be the value of J? 0. Print star. Okay, it will print star. And now it will enter into the second iteration. This one, inner loop. J value will be 1. Right? Now it will display print star one more time. Like already one star is there. So it will again type what? One more star nearby that. And then third time it will not go because the range is only 2. We have already executed 0 and 1. Now it will come out of the inner for loop and it will go to the third iteration of outer for loop. Now I equal to 3. Now it will enter into inner for loop. Are you able to follow or not?
No.
Anyone?
No.
No. One second. Discard. Maybe I'll.
The first for loop is good, but the inner for loop I'm lost. Just comment.
Yeah. Others?
I got it.
Okay,
Understood.
understood. One second, just one more time. Go to I want to change the color. Okay, good. One more I have left, right? One print statement.
Print
Print
is there,
is
but
what?
not getting highlighted there.
Yeah, this one is print. Yeah. Okay, it's very tough to paste it in. Why it is not getting changed? I don't know. This is the one, right? Okay. Now, see, one more time, one last time I'll explain. Okay. See, outer loop, first iteration. Eh, how to remove this thing? Somehow it is coming. One
Is
second,
this
sorry.
an is this diagram an accurate representation of what a nested loop is?
Yes, this is nested loop. What? Which diagram you're talking about?
One that's on I'm showing the camera.
One second, ma'am. Which one you're showing? You want to share your screen?
No, ma'am, it's a camera. It's a drawn diagram.
Where are you showing me? I don't.
His video, Ramya.
Camera. It's okay. I'll
One
show
second,
it.
one second, because I'm outside. Sorry, I couldn't. Okay, let me finish this, Morris. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. About that.
I'm just fighting with this. Or yeah. So what? So sorry. Outer loop. Okay, outer loop. Outer loop means this one, right? This one is outer loop, and this one is the inner loop. So outer loop, what happened? First iteration, I value will be how much? 1 comma rows plus 5, which means the range is what? From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all, right? So during first iteration, it will pick up the value 1. And then it will enter into the enter into the inner loop. Okay, inner loop. In the inner loop, what will be the value now? J in range of I. I value is 1. So range of 1 means what will be the values?
0.
Only 0. Only 0, right?
Got it.
And now print. print star. It will print star. Okay, so let us consider this is our output display. One star will be printed, and then it will come out of the inner loop. And what is this? Print is there. So the cursor will move to the next line. Cursor will be here. Now, this is first iteration of the inner loop. Now it will come out of the inner loop. So now it will come out to the out, and it will get into the second iteration of the outer loop, right? So now first iteration, it picked up the value 1. During the second iteration, now what will be the value? 2. I
I
value will
equal
be
to 2.
2. Now it will enter into inner loop. Inner loop, what happens? J in range of I. So what is that? 2 here. I value will be range of 2. So now what will be the value? 0, comma
1.
1. Very good. So how many iterations will be there now for the inner loop? 2 iterations.
2 iterations. Okay.
Got it? Because we have 0 and 1.
Okay.
So now print star, right? So here it is printing 1 star. Okay. And then it will enter into the second iteration of the inner loop. Now it will pick I value as 1. So now again 1 print here. So in the same line, it will print star. You got it? Now, there is only 2 iterations in inner loop. Now what happens? It will print this one. It will come out of the inner loop, and now there is a print here. So the cursor will come to the next line. It will be ready to display something in the next line. Now comes the third iteration of the which loop? Outer loop or inner loop?
In outer loop.
Outer loop. Good. Now in the third iteration, what will be the value? 3. I equal to 3. Now entering into the inner loop. Now inside the inner loop, what will be the value? J in range of 3. So what are the values? 0,
1, 2. Okay.
0, 1, 2. Now how many iterations will be run inside inner loop? 3 iterations.
Okay.
So now how many times? 1 star. And then second iteration, 1 more star. So in the same line. Third iteration in the same line. And then it will come out of it, and then 1 print statement. Now after 3 iterations of the inner loop, cursor will come to the next line. Now fourth iteration of the outer loop. I value will be 4. Again inner value. Inner value, how many values? I value 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So how many iterations? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will execute the print statement. So how many times? 4 times. This is nothing but inner loop iterations. This is nothing but, as I told you, outer loop, which is rows. Inner loop decides the number of columns. Outer loop decides the number of rows. You got it? You understood the difference? Now, it will print all 4, and it will enter into the 5th iteration of the outer loop. Now I value will be 5. Now inner iteration, inner loop. What will be the value? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many iterations will be run inside inner loop?
It was 5 iterations.
5 iterations. So how many stars? 5 stars. And then it will come out of the inner loop and print. A cursor will come to the next line, and then outer loop it will check. Already it's over. All 0 to 5 is done. So it will come out of the program. Any doubts now?
Can you tell me the end command is given, right? Print stars, comma, and what exactly the end is doing there?
One second. Yeah, let us execute it, and I'll show you. See, indentation is very important. Okay.
So the print command which you are giving now is for the inner loop.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, in the inner. This one is for outer loop.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes, outer loop. The first
Yeah.
I equal to, okay.
Yes. So this one is for, I mean, it's inside outer loop. And again, in the same way, print is also for the outer loop.
Okay, okay.
Only print, this is for
For the
inner
inner
loop.
one. Okay.
Okay. So see here, you could understand the difference, right? See, in the same line, it should be displayed. So if you see print, the cursor will come to the next line, right? That's why
Oh,
to print it in the same line, we are just giving end, okay, curl. So this is a keyword kind of thing. So the cursor will not come to the next end. It's continuing, okay. If you don't give end, again, the cursor will go to the next line and it will print star in the next line. But we want this pattern. Okay, so that is the purpose. You got?
yeah, got it.
Okay, so I'll stop here for today. Let us start with our lab exercise. Okay, I'll stop the recording. Thank you so much.